Welcome back, Math Marbles. In this lesson, we're going to explore number sense problems that are connected to geometry. Here are the things I want you to look out for as I'm modeling my problems. Watch how I demonstrate the use of solve when annotating, how I represent the situation with a valid expression, and how I use my number sense to simplify the expression with order of operations to find any dimension of my polygon. And finally, watch for how we calculate area of perimeter using the formulas. The area of a triangle below is 4/10 square feet. What is the length in feet of the base of the triangle? There's more information in the drawing itself. Here we can see the height is 6/5, and they've also given us the area formula. So my first step is I'm going to use that formula and I'm going to rewrite it. Area equals 1/2 base times height. And I'm going to use my EE skills to substitute the information I have. I know the area is 4/10. Here's 1/2. I don't know the base, but we do know the height is 6/5. Now I'm going to start simplifying. I'm going to multiply 1/2 times 6/5, and that gives me 6/10 times b. This is where I want to make a decision because I have decimals and fractions. So I'm going to decide to change my decimal into a fraction. So 4/10 is equal to 6/10 times b. And I want the b by itself. I'm going to isolate that variable. So I'm going to divide it by 6/10 because that way 6/10 divided by 6/10 will just leave me with 1b. And I'm going to do the same thing to the 4/10 to keep balance. Okay, so this is what we have. I'm going to rewrite it here on the side. So now I have 4/10 divided by 6/10 will give me b. All I've done is I've rewritten it. I'm going to put a little arrow there so you can see it. All right, now I'm going to rewrite my division problem as multiplication. So change this to multiplication, and I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal, 10/6. And that will give me b, so let's actually work that out. That is 40/60. And I'm going to simplify that. I'm going to divide both of these by 20. So just so you can know, I'm just dividing by 20/20. Because that's the common denominator, that's the common factor. 40 divided by 20 is 2. 60 divided by 20 is 3. So b is equal to 2/3 b. To check my work, I'm going to go back to the beginning and I'm going to write my formula again. And let's put in all our numbers. I'm going to start with 4/10 as a fraction is equal to 1/2 times 2/3 times 6/5. So 4/10 is going to stay on the left, but I'm going to simplify that to 2/5. And on the other side, 1 times 2 times 6 is 12. And 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 5 is 30. Okay, so let's simplify. Here are two things we could do. One, I can do cross products and just multiply across and to see if they are the exact same number. So for example, 5 times 12 is 60 and 2 times 30 is 60. So I can prove this with cross products. Or what you can do is you can simplify both sides. 2/5 is already simplified. I can do the same thing with 12 and 30. Their common factor is 6. So I'm going to divide by 6/6. That's their greatest common factor. And 12 divided by 6 is 2. 30 divided by 6 is 5. So this is correct. 2/5 is equal to 2/5. So this is the actual base. So let's just put that in there. Base is equal to 2/3. Again, because even though this is equal, my base was over here was 2/3. I want to make sure that that stands out in my work. 2/3 feet. And let's put that into our work. This was just our check. All right, let's hit pause and jot this down to our notes. Our biggest takeaway is how I can use my formula as an equation. I substitute my values and then I solve for the unknown and always check my work. A box is in the shape of a rectangular prism with a length of 8.5 inches, a width of 4 and 25 hundredths inches, and a height of 3 3/4 inches. What is the volume in cubic inches? We're going to round to the nearest hundredths, and we have two volume formulas where volume is equal to base height, or volume is equal to length times width times height. Well, since they gave us 3 dimensions, I'm going to use the length times width times height. So we'll start just like the last one by writing a formula. And now we're going to start substituting. We don't know the volume yet, but we do know that the length is 8.5. We're going to multiply this by 4 25/100ths, and then by 3 3/4. Now, this is where we have some options. We can either change all of these to fractions or all of these to decimals. Because I actually have a calculator today, I'm going to choose to just change all of these to decimals. So I know 8.5 is 8 5/10. And if you're not sure how, you can just go into your calculator and do 1 divided by 2, and you'll get 5/10. Here's 4 25/100ths, and the last one is 3 75/100ths. And I'm going to start by, again, even though I can write all of these into my calculator, I'm going to do order of operations and multiply the first two. These numbers, there we go. So 8 5/10 times 4 25/100ths is 36 125 thousandths. All right, and now we're going to multiply the next part. Want to make sure that goes in well. There we go. So my volume is equal to 135 and 4 6 8 repeated. Now I can round to the nearest hundredths. So I'm going to look at my thousands place. It's an 8, so I'm going to round up. So my volume is equal to 135.47. And in this case, I have inches cubed. And there we go. We have all our numbers. Being that that's what my volume is, and I already have the 3 numbers there, I can just double check my work with the calculator, but I'm fairly sure this is our correct answer. So hit pause, jot this down to your work. And again, same takeaways as the last problem. Start with your formula as your equation. You're going to substitute the values that you know based on the word problem. And then you're going to just evaluate. You're going to simplify until you find that unknown. All right, Math Marvels, hope this makes a lot of sense. Have your calculators ready. Remember to show all your work even using the tool. Get that practice in, and I will see you in the next lesson. Be well.